Well. Half a decade has passed, but One Punch Man Season 3 is finally here. I'll be honest, it feels so surreal. And regardless of whether you like the episode or not, just seeing the manga scenes getting animated and voiced with music and colors, it's such a strange but also pleasant feeling that it's hard to describe. I've not really felt that for any other manga that I followed, and it's such a wild feeling. But anyways, I've never done an episode review before for any anime, so forgive me if this video is a bit messy. The main thing I want to do is just give you my opinions on the episode and just in general how I feel about the possibilities this season. One thing in particular has me absolutely hyped beyond my mind, but we'll get to that later. For now, let's cover the general stuff. The animation, pretty much the main concern most of us had when going into this season. This episode was mostly talking scenes, so not much to discuss here. But I will say a lot of the scenes do look a bit like PowerPoints, with very minimal movement. But again, this episode was mostly talking scenes, so that is absolutely fine. If anything, I'm glad they seem to be saving their resources for the big fights later down the line, which are the ones that they really need to get right. However, we do have an opening with a lot of movement, and I'll be honest, while some of the shots are really strong, and I love the energy, the pace and direction, as well as the music itself, some of these shots really do look like fan animations. They're not bad, but I would expect higher quality from a professional anime studio. Again though, they don't look bad, but I do hope the scenes shown here, particularly with Orochi, do get more polished before their episodes air, which is likely going to be the case. I will also say I love the parallel shots of Goro and Saitama's respective fights against Orochi, chef's kiss on that one. And just in general, a lot of these scenes are really fun. Now for some more positives, I loved the atmosphere. The colors throughout the episode are great, the artwork usually ranges from pretty good to really good, with only a few standout moments where it looks off, but those are relatively few, which I appreciate. The characters are far more unmodeled than Season 2 was, and in general, the vibe is just so much better. Another thing I really like is the music, it usually fits the scenes well. I like the more low-key tunes they gave to some of the themes we've already heard in Seasons 1 and 2, and the new tracks I also found really good. If nothing else, I am 100% confident this season will give us banger themes to listen to, especially with the leaked Garo theme from a while back as well. That aspect I think is going to be really good no matter what. Now for another thing that bothered me slightly, the pacing of the episode feels really fast, with some cuts between scenes seeming like they come too abruptly and quickly. I get it, they have a lot of material to cover, and it's not a big concern, it's just a small thing I noticed that did take me out a tad. Like for example, Orochi barely got done saying his words of like, "bring me the head of a hero," and then the moment he finishes the line, it immediately cuts to something else. And it just feels like that moment should have really gotten some more time to breathe. Like, in some instances I barely had time to finish reading the subtitles before the scene changed. Maybe I'm just a slow reader, but that usually does not happen to me when I'm watching anime, so that's just one thing that kind of took me out a little bit. The voices for the most part are good. Royal Ripper is the only one that kinda made me raise an eyebrow. I did not imagine him sounding like that at all. But again, not a big issue, the voices are good. But finally, the thing that I want to talk about the most, because holy shit. This section will dive into manga spoilers, so please beware, you have been warned. Thank you for watching, I'll see you next time. But for those of you who are not afraid of manga spoilers or already have read the manga, pre-redraw Orochi is canon. Probably. I can't speak too soon yet, but based on several pieces of art posted on one of the animator's Twitter accounts, as well as these two shots from the opening, I have very high hopes that the anime will be merging pre-redraw and post-redraw versions of the Orochi vs Saitama battle, which is absolutely fantastic news. I was informed of the possibility days ago, and ever since then my hype for this season has shot up tremendously. Even if it's not the best animated, if we get the lore from the redraw version, with the fight from before the redraw, it will be peak. Absolute cinema, straight fire. I've been saying this for years. I wish we had a mixture of the two battles, and now it seems like we're actually going to get it. I cannot begin to explain how happy this makes me. I love the pre-redraw battle, and if it's in the anime, and then later we get any indication that One or Murata were involved in the production, it's going to be absolutely legendary. This absolutely goated lost piece of media will be canon again, and I cannot wait for it. And we've already had slight comments of Murata and One on the season in one of the expos from before, if I'm not mistaken, so... Dude, I'm so happy to hear this, like, straight up. This is peak. This is awesome. I cannot begin to explain how hyped I am for it. It also does give me hope that maybe, just maybe, some other stuff that's been redrawn might make it into the anime as well. Looking at you, Brilliant Eagle. This is a long shot, but it's not entirely off the table right now, which is a godsend. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the episode. Overall, I like it. It's not the best, but it's certainly not the worst, far from it, and I am hyped to see the arc animated. The marketing team had done a superb job of burying my hopes and dreams 6 feet under, but again, just seeing these scenes animated at all really does put a smile on my face regardless. Yeah, I might be coping, it might be low standard, you know, they conditioned me to think so little of this season to bury my expectations in the dirt, that anything good that comes out of it is just gonna leave me hyped regardless. I get it, but at the same time, I don't know, I actually do like this episode. I don't think it's bad. So I do think that the future prospects this season has, at the very least, we'll get some good scenes. Like, there were some good scenes in Season 2 as well, some really standout scenes animation-wise, so at the very least, we'll get some of those, I'm sure. The entire season, maybe it's not going to be the best. Obviously, it's not going to be the best, but, like, maybe it won't be the worst, you know? Like, I'm at least hoping it's decent enough, like, up to Season 2 standard mostly, but then with some actually, like, really standout scenes at key moments in the story, hopefully. But yeah, overall, the future prospects, specifically with Orochi, just have me hyped. We really need to see some full-on action scenes before we make any judgments, so I'll be looking forward to future episodes to come. And obviously my favorite part was the silhouette of Boros. Are you kidding me? Of course it was.